Get the microphone first.
Yep. Members of the committee, my name is Clint Hess, and I'm employed at Cascade Pacific Pulp in Halsey, Oregon. I am also the president of United Steelworkers Local 1189 and a second-generation pulp and paper worker, and I'm here today to be the voice of 185 people that this bill will affect negatively. For over 50 years, our facility has provided family wages and benefits from Cottage Grove to Oregon City. We also provide water and power to our neighbors at Georgia Pacific, which has also provided family wages and benefits for 50 years. House Bill 2020 will put an end to that. House Bill 2020 will only cause companies in the pulp and paper market to relocate, as well as causing hundreds of Oregonians to relocate as well, to be able to provide for their families. I'm asking you today to please reconsider House Bill 2020 and let us continue to be proud Oregonians working in the pulp and paper industry. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dustin Michael, and I'm a maintenance mechanic for Cascade Pacific Pulp in Halsey. I've been there a little over 10 years now, but I've worked in the wood products industry for almost 20. I'm definitely opposed to House Bill 2020. House Bill 2020 has been proven by experts to not make a difference in the overall global climate change. On the other hand, it will negatively impact 128 union members and the 57 salary folks at our mill. Our process is very energy intensive and trade exposed. The bill would create higher raw material costs that would be passed on to us. The global pulp market would not allow us to pass on those costs. Once the production costs outweigh the profits, well, it's simple business after that. The demand for paper towels, printer paper, toilet paper, and siding for our houses, just to name a few things that are created from the pulp, will not just simply go away. The manufacturing will be moved to other facilities that don't have as stringent carbon policies as are already in place. Here in Oregon, I feel that we are environmentally conscious and are continually striving to lower our energy usage. In conclusion, the cost to Oregonians far outweighs the benefits to the global carbon emissions. I hope after hearing from all the people opposed to House Bill 2020, you will step back and rethink before it's too late. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, members of the committee. Thank you for having the public hearing. I'm Jerry King. I represent the Carpenters Industrial Council. We have over 4,000 members in Oregon in the timber industry. I'm on the neutral panel because I am split personally and professionally in this. I see a very high need for impacting climate change positively in the right direction. I also represent workers that will be impacted by this proposed legislation. I'm also neutral because at this point in time, I see only that this legislation will pass. Supermajority is the fact of the day. And so we're looking at managing the impacts of how this policy will actually draw out over the next decades. Job loss is envisioned in this legislation, even though it's considered by the Berkeley School to be a net job creator. Where those jobs happen are not possibly where they will be lost at. The job losses happen a lot in rural areas under these things, or in areas where people are landlocked by their mortgage, by their family, and their community ties. They lose their job, their health benefits are tied to that job. What are they going to do in between as they are hopefully transitioned in schooling or something like this that's going to give them a new opportunity somewhere else? How this is dealt with will shine a lot on yourselves about the equity impacts to this. Those equity impacts are what may influence climate deniers to sign on, okay, policy we're going to change. How are we going to deal with it when it really rubber hits the road for people out there that are affected by it? So if you want to sell this to a bigger group, it's got to affect those equity impacts down the road. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Trevor Johnson. I work at the Cascade Pacific Pulp Mill in Halsey. I've been a millwright in the pulp and paper industry for a little over 11 years. I have a wife, 3 little boys, ages 6, 3, and 2. They all depend on me to bring home a paycheck to support us. Luckily, I have a great paying job that allows me to do that. The pulp and paper industry has some of the best paying jobs in the Northwest. I believe that won't be the case if House Bill 2020 passes. The pulp and paper industry is very energy intensive. We have made great strides in reducing carbon emissions in the last 15 years, reducing them by 55%, and will continue to be an innovator in energy efficiency in years to come. With all the competition in other states and countries, Oregon's pulp and paper industry will surely succumb to the financial burden that HB 2020 will place on them. If our mill goes out of business, it will not only affect the 185 employees at our mill, but it will affect the men and women delivering the 180 truckloads of chips to our facility every single day. It will affect the sawmill employees that have nowhere to send chips unless it's overseas. It will affect the manufacturers that build our pumps, motors, gears, steel, rolls, belts, bearings, and right down to the gloves that are made here in the Northwest. Please, let's keep our economy local and growing. I agree we can all do better to reduce our carbon footprint, but let's face it, Oregon cannot make an impactful difference alone. I urge you to take a step back and look at this issue regionally, nationally, and globally so we can make a real change in our carbon footprint. Don't punish our local families by driving the cost of living up and businesses away that provide great pay and benefits to meaningfully support them. Thank you.
Thank you.